What really happened when Jungkook thanked Taehyung during their emotional Weverse Live? And why did that single moment make both of them cry in front of millions of armies? Was there something deeper behind Jungkook's words of gratitude and Taehyung's sudden tears? Stay until the end, like, comment, and subscribe, because what you're about to read will change how you see their friendship forever. Have you ever seen Taehyung cry on camera? Not because of sadness or pain, but because of pure, overwhelming emotion? It happened in a moment so raw, so unexpectedly intimate, that even the millions of armies watching through their screens couldn't hold back their tears. It wasn't during a concert or a public award speech. It was during a quiet, late-night Weverse Live where Jungkook and Taehyung sat side by side, surrounded by laughter, comfort, and something far deeper: unspoken love and gratitude. What made Taehyung's eyes well up that night? What exactly did Jungkook say that shattered the calm atmosphere and turned it into one of the most emotional BTS moments of the year? It began with Jungkook holding a small, neatly wrapped gift on his lap. A gift that, as he later revealed, came all the way from Paris. Fans had already been speculating about it for days. They noticed the Celine logo peeking from the corner of the box, and whispers spread through social media. Was it from Taehyung? When Jungkook smiled and said softly, "Hyung gave this to me," the live chat exploded. The words were simple, but the meaning behind them carried years of shared history, trust, and quiet affection. Then came the moment no one was prepared for. Jungkook looked over at Taehyung, his eyes soft but trembling, and said, "Taehyung Hyung, thank you. Not just for the gift, but for always thinking of me, even when we're far apart." His voice cracked slightly, a tone that only true armies recognize when Jungkook is trying hard not to cry. The room fell silent. Taehyung froze for a moment, lips pressed together as if holding something inside. Then, as Jungkook continued speaking, Taehyung looked down, his shoulders shaking slightly, and tears began to fall. The camera caught it, that rare, beautiful vulnerability of Taehyung, the man known for his calm charm and deep voice, suddenly breaking down in front of the person who has stood beside him since their teenage trainee days. "You don't know how much that means to me," Jungkook whispered, his voice trembling. "You always support me quietly, even when I don't notice. But I feel it, Hyung. I always feel it." Taehyung covered his face with one hand, trying to hide the tears, but Jungkook reached out and gently patted his shoulder. The live chat exploded into chaos. Armies from around the world typing in disbelief, crying emojis flooding the screen, the word brotherhood trending within minutes. "Why am I crying like this?" Jungkook asked with a soft laugh, but his eyes were glassy too. The emotions in the room were uncontrollable. It wasn't just a gift. It was a moment that symbolized years of silent understanding between two souls who had weathered fame, rumors, distance, and personal battles together. The gift itself remained somewhat of a mystery. Some fans claimed it was a custom-made necklace from Paris, while others believed it was something more symbolic, something that carried a message only Jungkook and Taehyung could understand. But what truly mattered was Jungkook's expression when he said, "It's not the gift, it's the thought behind it." That single sentence sent chills across the fandom. It wasn't about luxury or status. It was about how deeply one friend knew another, how Taehyung's gesture reached Jungkook's heart when he needed it most. And yet, what happened next made the entire situation even more emotional. After the live ended, Jungkook posted a short message on Weverse, saying, "Taehyung Hyung, thank you for always reminding me that love isn't loud, it's patient and kind." Within minutes, hashtags like #Taekook and #WeLoveYoung trended globally. Armies were left speechless, some saying they hadn't cried this much since BTS's yet-to-come concert. Behind all the noise and speculation, one truth stood tall. The bond between Taehyung and Jungkook has always been something beyond fanfiction or fleeting viral moments. It's a connection built through shared dreams, mutual respect, and years of quiet loyalty. When Jungkook said, "Even when I was struggling, you were always there without saying much," fans knew this wasn't just gratitude for a birthday or a brand gift. It was a thank you born from the soul. The night of that Weverse Live became a turning point, not just for armies but for BTS's emotional legacy. Fans rewatched the clip over and over, analyzing every glance, every tear, every tremble in Jungkook's voice. Many pointed out how Taehyung tried to compose himself, taking deep breaths before saying softly, "I didn't expect you to say that. You always make me emotional, Jungkook ah." His tone was raw, unfiltered. and carried the kind of honesty that only exists between brothers who have been through everything together. Social media erupted with fan edits, emotional compilations, and heartfelt tributes. Some ARMYs said the moment reminded them of how rare it is to see genuine emotions in the entertainment world. Unplanned, unpolished, and real. Others said it was proof that BTS's bond goes beyond music, fame, or performance, that it's rooted in humanity. Even hours after the live ended, Taehyung posted a simple heart emoji on his Weverse story with the caption, "For my brother." That was all it took. ARMYs broke down again, unable to process how pure and sincere the love between them was. Many said they could feel the warmth radiating from the screen, the kind of comfort that BTS has always given their fans, but this time it came from one member to another. Why did Taehyung cry that night? Perhaps it wasn't just because of Jungkook's words, but because of everything those words represented. Years of growing up together, surviving loneliness, standing on world stages, facing criticism, and still being able to look at each other and say, "Thank you for being there." It was a release of pride, of love, of shared memories that words could never fully capture. Jungkook's voice, shaky yet sincere, echoed through ARMY hearts. "Hyung, I wouldn't have made it this far without you." It was both a confession and a promise that no matter where life takes them, some bonds will never fade. Even now, fans replay that Weverse live clip, unable to move on. Each time they watch, they discover something new. The slight tremble in Taehyung's smile, the gentle way Jungkook's hand lingered on his shoulder, the silence between them that spoke louder than words. It's not just a viral moment, it's a piece of BTS history. One that will be remembered for years as the night two brothers reminded the world what love, loyalty, and friendship truly look like. So what do you think really happened behind that emotional Weverse live? Was it just a thank you? Or was it Jungkook's quiet way of telling Taehyung how much he means to him after all these years? Let us know what you felt while watching that moment. Did you cry too, ARMY? Don't forget to like, comment your thoughts below, and subscribe for more emotional updates about BTS's journey. Because this is just the beginning of a story that keeps reminding us that even global superstars can still be, at their core, two best friends saying thank you and meaning it with their whole hearts. As the replay of that Weverse live continued to circulate across every corner of social media, something extraordinary began to unfold. It wasn't just a viral moment. It was a collective emotional experience that united millions of ARMYs around the world. There was something almost sacred in the way Jungkook's trembling voice carried through the speakers, something in Taehyung's tears that spoke to everyone who has ever loved someone quietly, without needing to say much. Fans began posting stories, edits, and letters, not just about BTS, but about friendship, loyalty, and gratitude. What Jungkook and Taehyung shared that night transcended fandom boundaries. It reminded people that behind every superstar, there is still a heart that feels deeply, that misses, that remembers. But what if Jungkook's words held an even deeper message, one that many might have missed in the flood of emotions? When Jungkook said, "Even when we're far apart, I still feel you close," ARMYs couldn't help but recall the recent months of their separate schedules, the distance that fame often brings. Taehyung had been in Paris for his brand projects, while Jungkook had been consumed by his solo promotions. And yet, through it all, their connection didn't waver. The Paris gift wasn't just a token, it was a bridge between their worlds, a silent reminder that no distance could ever break their bond. There was also something hauntingly beautiful about the timing. Jungkook looked visibly exhausted, his hair messy, his voice slightly husky, his eyes carrying both fatigue and peace. Meanwhile, Taehyung looked calm, almost protective, the way an older brother silently watches over the younger one. That moment